how I do that. Okay.
Thank you.
So, yep, no problem. Okay. So Instagram is an online mobile photo sharing and video sharing social networking service that enables its users to take pictures and videos, share them on a variety of social networking platforms such as Facebook, Twitter, Tumblr, and Flickr. And they just added another one that has like a B as the thing on it. I can't remember what it was off the top of my head, but I don't happen to have it. So if you have Instagram, you know that if you post something, it allows you to like push it to other platforms to post simultaneously to kind of save on time, which is super key for me because I'm really busy. So I'm going to go over, this isn't going to be like a big inspirational pep talk call. It's going to be sort of like a nuts and bolts, how it works, what you can do to utilize it and make it work for you and build your teams. I know, and everyone says this, that we're in a slow time of the year, and we are, but it doesn't have to be a slow time for you. This time of year is actually, while it might be slow for customers because people are spending their money on holiday gifts and eating stuffing and cookies instead of Shakeology, it is a great time to recruit coaches because you can essentially train them in the next 6 weeks and have them ready to kill it in January when everyone is like stomping down your door to get Shakeology, to get challenge packs, to get programs. So I really use this time of year for really strong recruitment, and I sort of use January as a bait, like, hey, it's coming. Don't you want to be ready when it's here? Why would you want to wait till January and then have to start your training? So. Okay, so the first thing you're going to do is you're going to, every single day, you're going to search hashtags that relate to you. And I recommend you don't search super fitnessy hashtags because that's where you're going to find the other It Works distributors, the other Beachbody coaches, Herbalife, all of them, people that are already associated with a brand. You want to look for people that may be interested in health and fitness, or you think may be interested in health and fitness, but aren't already associated with a brand. One of the most common complaints I hear from my team is, everyone that follows me is a Beachbody coach. Everyone that follows me is an It Works rep. So try to sort of search things that relate to you, but maybe aren't super health and fitnessy. I personally look at some of the other health and fitness non-MLM companies, such as Kayla Itzines. If you've heard of her, you can look at some of her followers. Hashtags for BBG, which is an eating plan. Stop, Drop, and Chug is another plan with the 28-day jumpstart. That's another hashtag. And then you can also do stuff that relates to you. So if you're engaged, bride-to-be, boy mom, Florida mom, if you're a mom. I have dogs, so fur baby mama, that kind of stuff. So I want you every single day to follow 10 to 20 new people. Probably takes 2 minutes maximum. Because oftentimes when you follow someone, it'll pop up and say, maybe you want to follow these 3 other people. Usually you do. Usually they're people that you also think might be a good person to follow. And you're going to leave a comment on just one of their pictures, sort of like, hey, I followed you. That's not what you're going to say, but like, so they know that you followed them and perhaps they can follow you back. The other thing you're going to do is anyone that comments on your pictures, you're going to respond to them. And if you click on their line and hit reply, it'll like pull up their name. So it says at whoever, and you can more easily kind of grab their attention when you do that. The next thing you're going to do is make sure that you're posting that you're the product of a product. So lots of transformation pictures, what you're doing. If you follow my Instagram, post a lot of workout stuff, kind of stuff about what I feel like I'm missing a slide. No, I'm not. Okay. Stuff about what I do with the dogs. And I really try to concentrate on those sort of things. And go from there. I'll bring up this point again later, but I think it's important enough to bring it up twice. Instagram is not Amazon.com. People are not coming to Instagram to buy things. So do not make every post about selling. That's like a super key point for me. Make sure that you're sort of posting your journey. They call them like jabs, which is like, hey, I'm working out. Hey, I'm eating healthy. Hey, this Shakeology is really good. Without saying, hey, buy this. Like sort of like hints. This is what I'm doing, and this is how it's helping me. There's an application called Followers. You want to download it, and you can track who's following you back, and you can unfollow people who don't follow you back. Super easy, but helps keep your numbers even. This is all time-saving stuff, guys, because like I said, time is super important to me. Tags for likes. That's the next app you need. The symbol is like someone asked me the other day which one it is. It's a white circle with a blue hashtag in it. And there's a section on health and fitness. In there, you can have up to 30 tags on your pictures. You want to use all those 30 tags. There's no reason to use less than those 30 tags. You're going to download that, and you're going to hit it. It pulls up the most popular health and fitness hashtags. It's also going to have like 2 weird hashtags that are like tags for likes or tagsforlikes.com. You can just X those out and put in 2 hashtags that are a little bit more specific if you want. So you're literally you're gonna put your caption up, and then in your first comment, you're gonna put all of your tags. Why? Because if you're pushing this to Facebook or Flickr or Twitter, you don't want all the tags to show up in your comment if you post it to Facebook, because it's not the way. Facebook doesn't go by hashtags. So you just go ahead and put it right in the first comment. The next thing you're gonna do is make your profile super interesting. So like use emoticons, be careful. I know that some don't show up on iPhone and some don't show up on Android, so be careful what you use. Talk about you and make sure that there's a way for people to contact you off Instagram. Direct message, which is the messaging on Instagram, used to be really awkward. It's gotten better, but sometimes like I don't get notifications when people message me, so I always make sure that my email is in there also. All right. All right, so 3 to 5 things about you. You don't want your Instagram to be scattered. You have a specific audience. So are you a mom? Are you engaged? Are you married? Obviously, health and fitness is going to be on there. Do you love makeup? Do you love clothes? You don't want to make it all health and fitness, so what else are you passionate about? So pick 3 to 5 things, including health and fitness, that you want to talk about. I talk about my dogs, I talk about my workouts, and I talk about family. Those are sort of my 3 things on Instagram that I talk about. I'm not into clothes and makeup and that kind of stuff. But if you are, there are people out there that are also, and you definitely want to attract those kind of people. So we're back to sales stuff, and I said this would come up again, and it has. So once again, most people aren't on Instagram to buy stuff. It is not a sales platform. You do not want like every post to have a link to buy this, buy that. This applies to Facebook too. Definitely 80-20 rule. I make a personal rule for myself. I do not put up more than 1 sales post a week. So that's either a recruitment post or a free group post or a paid group post, whatever. It's 1 invitation a week. And I put up an invitation post, I have to personally message 10 people and invite them to that group or whatever I'm advertising. Because if I can't think of 10 people that I think may want to join me, the post is not going to reach anyone, right? So if you're putting up a sales post, you need to be messaging at least 10 people. People want to see your story. They want to know about you. They don't want to see stock videos. They don't want to see stock images. They want to know what you're doing. And sometimes it's hard to put yourself out there and sort of be vulnerable. Like I always get nervous with before and afters. I always get nervous when I show my midriff. It's certainly scary. I've been there, but I'm sure that even if you receive 1 negative comment, you're going to receive so many positive comments that it's just going to be so worth it. So I highly, highly, highly recommend that you really share your story. If you don't have before and afters because you are already in great shape or whatever, that's totally fine. But you want to kind of, what I would recommend at that point is videos of you working out. Videos work super well, and something that after the end of this year, when I get through this qualification period, I'm going to really work on my video platforms, Instagram, on YouTube and on Periscope, because it's also something that makes me uncomfortable. I don't love talking on camera. And the last thing you can do, which I did in the very beginning, because like I said, I didn't even have Instagram until like 3 months into coaching, is I bought 1,000 followers for $10 at smfollowers.com. They are not quality. They will never buy anything from you. They are probably a fake profile, but it will give you like some clout. So people say, oh, she has 1,000 followers, which is kind of cool. So that's definitely something that you can do. We'll move on. Okay. So this is when we talked about what you want your profile to look like, add 10 people a day, to grow your network, unfollow people that don't follow you back, what kind of posts you want, that kind of stuff. Now we're going to talk about talking to people, which I learned from my team just this week. Is everyone's biggest fear is sending the personal message. I have an easier time on Instagram because it's my cold market. It's people I don't know, and I figure if they never write me back or they say no, I didn't know who they were before and I don't know who they are now. But it's definitely a lot scarier sometimes than just putting up a post and kind of seeing who comes to you. So you'll see this happen. This is what you don't want to do. When you comment on a picture, don't say something like, love your profile, let's connect on Facebook, it's in my profile. Don't do that. It's generic. It happens to me. Clearly they didn't read anything about me, because if they did, they would know that I'm already a Beachbody coach. I had it happen to me just the other day on Facebook, actually, like a very generic message. And this is what I want you to do to reach out to people. On Monday, you're going to take down the names, Instagram names, so starting this Monday, of 10 people that you follow that you think would make good members of your team. You want them to follow you. You want to be following them. And I put mine in an app called Keep. It's the app. It's just like a little notepad on my phone. And if you want to like really get on the recruitment train and recruit more, you can do 20 people, you can do 30 people. But I think Instagram is a big place, and concentrating on these 10 people a week that you're really going to interact with is a good way to sort of gain traction. You're following these people because they're posting about health and fitness, you think they would make amazing coaches, they're inspiring, they're not associated with a brand, all of those things. So every single day, and they're posting a lot, because you want to be able to comment on their pictures every single day. So every single day, Monday through Sunday, you're going to interact with these people. You're going to comment on one picture a day. It takes about 7 minutes for these 10 people. It takes like no time, especially if they're already sort of in your last commented history. And you're going to make genuine comments because you think that they would make a good coach, and your goal during that week is to start an interaction with them, to get them thinking about, you know, what they do. So like, if they put up a picture of them in a really cute workout outfit, like, hey, love that outfit. Where did you get that sports bra? Or, someone posts workout picture. What'd you do for your workout today? Like, you want to start interacting with them. People get a lot of likes on Instagram, but you'll notice like there'll be 100 likes and like 2 comments. You want to be one of those 2 comments. You want to start talking to that person. You want to start to develop a relationship, so that once you get to step 3 and you can direct message them, which I usually do on Sundays, so that's like 7 days of interacting with them, you can send them a message and be like, a genuine message, and be like, hey, I love your profile. I've loved connecting with you this week. You know, do you have any interest in taking this like health and fitness hobby you have and turning it into a business where you can actually earn money? I usually say something like, no wraps, no pills, no crash diets, because people automatically assume that I'm trying to sell them diet pills or trying to get them to sell diet pills, or like the cellophane wraps. So I always sort of include that to be like, hey, this is like seriously legit, because honestly, guys, we have the best business out there and the long-term solution. So, and then you're kind of going to go from there, chatting with them back and forth. I work to get them on, even if their answer is like no, I'm like, hey, do you have Facebook? Like direct message is kind of awkward. I try to connect on Facebook because I think it's easier for them to see sort of what I do from a Facebook platform. And then I follow up with them. I would say I get 1 to 4 new coaches a month this way, and I'm sending, I actually just upped my number to 20 last month because Carl Deichler challenged us to invite 20, I think it was 3 people a day, so 21 people a week to coach. So instead of 10 a week last month, I did 21. And same with September. And I think I had like 5 in September and 3 last month. And so far I have 1 new coach this month from doing it. So can you guys see me? My screen just went blank. That was weird. So I hope that makes sense. I'll take all your questions at the end. But that's like literally how I do things and how I stay organized with it. And it's probably about 12 minutes of my power hour every single day. And it is like so worth it and really helps me keep focused on Instagram because like I said, I feel like Instagram is just a huge place. Okay, so here's some, when you start to talk to them, here's some things you want to think about. You want to ask them questions. You want to, I always try to use compliment, then comment on it, and then a question. That creates a conversation with the person. Some of the questions to use, and always, guys, when you're direct messaging, use their name. Unless it's not there and you have to say like, hey, hon, or whatever, that's fine. But if you go to direct message and their profile pops up and says like their name is Jen with 2 N's, you write them as Jen with 2 N's, like super important. I get so many comments on that, like, oh my God, you spelled my name right, like that kind of stuff. So just some conversation starters for you guys. And I also use the What to Say and How to Say It group that Jen Richardson created on Facebook to kind of help me figure out where to go next with the conversation. And I'm sure you guys have probably seen this. This is our social media planner. This goes for all platforms. I try to post 2 to 3 times a day, Monday through Thursday, 9 to 9 are really the best times to post in general. You have to figure out what hours work for you best. My hours are a little different because I work, so a lot of my audience is online during the day. I normally do an early morning post, a lunchtime post, like while I'm at lunch on work, and then an evening post. That's usually sort of my most engaging post is in the evening. And here's some ideas if you don't know what to post about. And you guys have all this, so. Social media photography. Here's some good selfie tips for you guys. This is just sort of in general. Invest in a good mirror. Clean, well-lit space. This is definitely some stuff I need to work on. I'm having some camera problems with my phone right now. So these are good reminders for me too. Think about what you're wearing. And then like there's some apps that can do some really easy editing for you. Okay. All right. So this week, starting Monday, you guys are going to think about what topics you're interested in, what you want to know more about, what's going on in your life that you want to connect with people about, and then figure out like what hashtags you might use to help find these people and start contacting them. Like I said, my team just told me this week that the hardest thing for them is to reach out to people. Like the posting isn't so bad and the PD, but the actual sitting down and sending a message to someone is scary, and I get that. But you have to understand that it's scary for someone to reach out to you too, because sometimes they're embarrassed that maybe they want to be a coach because they need the money, or that they really need to lose weight. Like that can be vulnerable for someone. So if you don't reach out and get those 100 no's to get that one yes, but that one yes is someone that really needs you and never would have reached out to you in the first place, it's worth it. Trust me. So that's something to sort of consider, that, you know, there are people that need you, but don't know where to start in contacting you, and you have to be that person that reaches out, and the messages are going to be super key. So I will stop talking now, and I will let Lindsay sort of take over.
Thanks, Jillian. That was great.
You're welcome.
Yeah, I think that everybody kind of, because the same things that your team was saying to you was kind of like what these guys were saying to me. And, you know, I think it's good to know that everybody kind of feels the same way so that nobody feels like they're, you know, the only one not picking it up. So, do you guys have any, like, Jillian, do you want to take, like, if anybody has any specific questions?
Yeah, totally.
Anybody have any questions want to ask? No.
Nothing.
Nothing. Sandra, is that you?
Well, and it's not like, I guess, specific just to Instagram, but I do not have like a separate like page or just a fitness page right now. And I'm so back and forth from the beginning. I've been so back and forth with it. No, I can do it. And I'm like, well, maybe. Any thoughts on that?
So I would start a like page. I will tell you, I don't get a lot of traction from it. Yeah. But eventually your business is going to grow so big that you're going to run out of friends. Like you can only have 5,000 and you're going to have more than that someday when you're a superstar diamond coach. So like you definitely want to have a place to be able to direct people. And the sooner you start it, the better off you'll be in the long run, in my opinion. I kind of put, if you look at some of the big coaches, like for example, Melanie Mitro, she put and Bonnie Engel, they put the exact same stuff on their like pages on their personal page. They just copy and paste it. So if you don't have time to come up with new content, that's fine.
Yeah. I guess that's what I thought. Like, you know, a like page is great. You know, you kind of need your personal to still put yourself out there and attract people. So then, like, if I'm going to repost it on my personal anyway, kind of like, what's the point of having a like page then? But I see what you're saying about just.
Yeah, my personal page isn't public either because, like I said, I do work full time and I'm Facebook friends with my boss. Lindsay, don't post this on YouTube publicly in case he finds it or something.
No, I won't.
I have like, okay, so when I post from Instagram, all of my friends can see it. When I post just to Facebook, it is an audience that excludes everyone that I work with, my friends excluding everyone that I work with. And I turn specific posts public, and I'm also on Instagram with him. It's a little more obvious to block him on Instagram because then he'd be like, what the hell? But it's not obvious to just block him from certain posts on social media. So that's also why I only post before work, at lunch, and after work, because I don't want him thinking and that I'm on social media, you know, all day instead of working. So I don't have a public page, and that's why I need my like page for people that I'm not friends with.
Gotcha. Makes sense.
Sandra, if you look at Jen's like page too, her like page is all fitness, all Shakeology, all clean eating stuff. There's like no personal. She saves like 90%, if you look at her personal page, it's like 90% personal and like 10% business, but her like page is all fitness. So that's also a good way to separate that, because I know that's what some people, you feel like you don't want to blow up your friends, you know, with all this stuff on your personal page. But like to Jillian's point, you don't get very high reach unless you're paying for it. And even when you do pay for it, it's very hard to target your target customer. I feel like that's easier to do on Instagram. But I do think it's good to have it too, for the same reasons that Jillian said. But I just wouldn't have too high of expectations of getting people to purchase or become coaches from your like page.
Right. And that's why I keep going back and forth with it, because as we always talk about, and Jillian, I'm sure, you know, with work time, it is like, you know, every moment I have to make it worthwhile. You know what I mean? So is it worth my time to put into that? But
it takes about 5 seconds. Now Facebook has this thing where you can like click on the post and copy text. You don't even have to like highlight it. Has everyone seen that?
No,
I don't think I have.
If you just like hold down on a text block, yours or someone else's, it copies all the text. So you don't even have to, you know, like you have to like, you used to have to like, it's took an extra 5 seconds. I don't have an extra 5 seconds, but you know, it takes like 3 seconds now, literally, to do that. And I do think eventually you're going to want it, and the sooner you start it, the better off
I gotcha.
you're going to be, for sure. But Instagram is free, and like Lindsay said, you know, unless you boost it, you don't get a ton of traction. I also use it, like today I had a ton of rank advancement announcements. I don't necessarily want those. Like, I don't want like to put like 10 rank advance announcements on my personal page. So I use it for that. Like, I scatter them. So I have some here and some there, and people can, I tag myself, but people can kind of see it on both ends.
Mm-hmm.
Gotcha. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Does anybody else want to ask any questions before we let Jillian go? I know she's had a long day, but since we
No, yeah, if you guys have anything, I know I went through that super fast. I'm sorry, it's just a lot of information. And if you have questions after, just shoot me a message. You can friend me or not friend me and shoot. But I'll answer you as soon as I can. So.
I have a quick question. I unfortunately jumped onto the call a few minutes late, so I don't know if maybe you covered this, but I'm really new to Instagram and a lot of, besides Facebook, social media, and I've had a lot, not anxiety, that's the wrong word, but like trepidation. You know, it's not even that I mind putting myself out there, putting, you know, my before and after pictures. It's just that we're like more of a private kind of a family. We don't, you know, I don't know. It's weird, like going out there and being like, hey, comment on how cute my kids are. I know they're cute. I mean, that sounds horrible to say, but it's like, I don't need a million people to comment on that. So I guess my question, sorry, it's kind of a long lead into the question, is how long did it take you to be comfortable on Instagram? Because obviously it's really successful for you and for, I mean, Lindsay and Sandra and a lot of other people. How long did it take you to find your comfort level and your niche in getting like people to come in and then, you know, find success with recruiting?
So that's a funny question, because I actually am more self-conscious about putting stuff on Facebook to my friends than I am, because I feel like on Instagram, like, I don't even know you, like, whatever. I know that sounds weird, and I know people, you probably feel the opposite is what you're saying. Like, yeah. I have a killer before and after from 21 Day Fix Extreme. Beachbody 411 used it. I have like gotten all sorts of calls about it. I just put it on I did it back in May. I just put it on my personal page for the first time in October. Like, okay. And I had put it on Instagram. I put it on my like page. It was like, just, I understand what you're saying. And like, if it's a discomfort because you want to be more private, then I would make your Instagram profile private.
Yeah.
But if it's a discomfort, like, because you're worried about safety, like, that's what I mean. But if you're not,
it's just something that I'm not accustomed to yet, or just like, yeah. So it's not like discomfort by any means, or that we're trying to be really private and, you know, like keep our family like in this little box or anything. But it's just something I'm not used to, and yeah, so I'm just really trying to like find that comfort level.
Yeah, I would say
the more you. Sorry, no, I just think the more you do it too, the more it becomes normal, and the more you see other people doing it. It's like this. It's coaching in general. The more you surround yourself with people who are coaching, the more you realize that it's not like weird that some people think that it is. I was the same way, because when Jen found me, and I had a private Instagram profile, and I only posted pictures of my kids and never any of me. So, but the more I posted on Instagram, like when I started my new Instagram account, it just became more normal to me. And like, I kind of feel like the way that Jillian does, it's like, I don't know any of you people. I don't really care kind of what you think. If you don't like it, you can unfollow me. But, you know, I feel like too, with the consistency and just doing it more is very helpful. And even like posting beyond, you know, beyond your kids, and like the stuff that Jillian was saying about finding the things that matter to you and the things that you like. Like today, for example, I took my gel nail polish off today. And so I tried this thing that was like DIY from, like I Googled it or from Pinterest, and I took a picture of my hand and posted it on Instagram, and it got so much interaction. People were like, oh, does that work? Is Jill like shellac? Blah, blah, blah. People that I've been like following who I'm like, oh, they'd be good coach material. They haven't been responding back. All of a sudden are responding. So try to maybe even think outside the box for things of like that you like, or like, I don't know, random products that you use. Like if you have like a favorite, like cleaning tool or so, I don't know, something like that. But anything you can post just to like start people talking and like commenting and that sort of thing. I think that helps. The ones when I do that, I should do it more because people always start talking.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you.
I like that. I think Lindsay's right. Like, just if you're not ready to post your family, don't. Like, post, just get on there and start posting 3 times a day. I'm telling you, this Tags for Likes app is like amazing. It gives me like a boost of self-confidence. I put something up, I have like 100 likes. I'm like, sweet. So, you know, there are creepy people on Instagram, right? I think we all are aware of that. But there are a lot of amazing, amazing people on Instagram that are super nice and lovely and genuine. And a lot of them are on my team. So,
and you can block people too. If you like I block people. I block all guys. Like I know some people recruit guys. I don't like guys. I just don't. I block them. I had to block a girl who like commented like a rude comment on one of my posts. So I blocked her. You block whoever you want. Again, on Instagram, who cares? On Facebook, it's like, oh, I can't unfriend her because that would be weird. And I know her. On Instagram, I'm like, block, block, block. So don't be afraid to block people.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah. I think if you just kind of get going, and you might have missed this at the beginning of the call since you were late. I did not have Instagram before I became a coach.
Okay.
I did not get Instagram until after I hit Diamond, believe it or not.
Oh, wow.
Crap, I don't have a warm market anymore. Like, what the hell do I do? And they were like, get Instagram. Like, what is Instagram? I'm kind of old. So I was like, what's Instagram? And yeah, so I know some people don't like it, and my whole thing is laser focus, because it's just too big for me to be like I know people have lists and lists, and I can't do it. I got 20 people, I got 7 days, I make it work. I move on.
That is good advice too, because it's very easy to become overwhelmed with the amount of people that you could start following, and they become harder to track too. I think when you really, if you start to look at who's liking your stuff, that's a great indication of who to start commenting and following. That's kind of how I roll with that, because I could go and just randomly pick people, but I don't know if they're like someone who likes to comment and like stuff. So if you like or comment on my stuff, I'm going to check out your profile and I will start liking and commenting. And like Jillian said, then, maybe I'll reach out to them. And if they say no, then, I have a list of some people who I still follow because I could see them coming back to me, in the future. But that list is pretty short. I bet there's only 10 people on it, because you have to focus on finding the match and finding those people that want to do, because they're out there. It's just, you have to, like Jillian said, you have to just continue to like kind of cycle through them until you find them.
Yeah. It's here's the thing about it. It's not easy, but it's very simple. If you just do it, you just rock through your list. It's super simple, but it's not always easy, like Jill said, to put yourself out there, and I get that. I always recommend personal development guides. So Lindsay, do you guys do like a book of the month?
We don't, but I invited everybody. We're going to do the 30-day push come December 1st. So again, if you guys didn't see that in the coaching group, it's going to be a separate group, so it's outside of there, but I think that would be awesome because I need to do it. So I'd love to have accountability on that. Yeah, we should do the book group. Yeah, I know guys who do that. So
yeah, we started like just this month, and I don't think people really took PD seriously until I was like, read this book, and they were like,
yeah.
And they're all making fun of me now because it was a super religious Jesus book, and I'm Jewish, and I didn't know that when I recommended it because Ali Dar recommended it. I'm like, I love Ali Dar. I'll like it.
That's so funny.
I went on my vacation. I started reading it, and I was like, oh my God, this book is all about Jesus.
Oh,
I was like, hey guys, really funny, right?
oh, that's great.
But I actually really liked it. Like Jesus aside, like I like the premise of it.
What's the book?
Surrender Your Fear, I think it was called.
I think I've heard of that. Okay.
It's really good. But I'm going to so I did that this month, which is like more of like a mindset book. And next month I'm going to do more of like a tactical book, like a how to do jab, 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 which is more of like a how to kind of like go back and forth between them because I think the mindset is really important, but also the skill set is really important.
Agreed. Yeah. I'm listening to the Entrepreneur Roller Coaster right now. I don't know if you've read that one, Jillian. It's excellent. You guys have got, if you like Darren Hardy for The Compound Effect, this book is just as good, if not better. Because one of the things I struggle with is kind of a derail, but one of the things I struggle with is like the highs and lows of being an entrepreneur. And he really helps to kind of like talk you through it and like, you know, it's amazing. It's so good. Like I've been listening to it. I'm almost through it. I've been listening to it all week. So definitely a good one. But
there are serious highs and lows in this business as we're getting sidetracked. Like, and sometimes you can't concentrate on everything. Like I am not even watching my volume right now, like my team volume. My goal is on to 5-star qualifying this week and elite by, you know, hold until 12/31. That's it. I only have so many hours in a day, and Success Club 5, and that's it. That's my laser focus. So guys,
you have to right. If you only have so many hours, and I know a lot of you guys on the team, you have jobs. A lot of you have full-time jobs. You're not going to be, and none of us can. I mean, even somebody who's, you know, a stay-at-home mom, like you think they have all the time in the world, they don't, because they're just still doing a job. They're like, you know, parenting their kids all day. And so they're not sitting on the computer. I mean, not many coaches are sitting on the computer for 8 hours a day. There's some, but not many. So like Jillian said, you have to just find the core things. And that's why I kept going back to the 3 vital behaviors. If you're kicking butt on the 3 vital behaviors and you're doing those 3 things, then yeah, you might be a slow, what do we call it, Sandra, a slow growth or whatever?
Okay.
Yeah, if that might be you, but you know, you're building a solid foundation and you will, it's like a recipe. And if you follow the recipe, it might take a long time to bake, but when it's done, you will have a cake. You know, that's why I keep like trying to tell people, like, it will happen. You just have to be consistent.
Yeah, and that I say that, I mean, like I said, I work 50 plus hours a week at my job, super high pressure, like, and I have to make every hour count. I joke with everyone. Lindsay might have seen me say this in the Diamonds group. I'm not good at anything. I am mediocre at everything. All I am is consistent. I'm not famous. I didn't lose 100 pounds. I'm not a supermodel. Like I'm just, yeah. I like dogs and I like to work out. So
consistency is it. No, that's good. Cool. Well, thank you, Jillian, so much. I so appreciate it. I know the girls appreciate it.
Thank you.
Such good information. So we'll chat with you all soon. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. I'm going to shut this down, guys. Lindsay, I'll send you the recording when it's up.
Awesome. Thank you so much.
Okay.
Bye.
Thank you.